I started visiting him once a week, and I just sort of saw the life, coming back in his eyes, and he just looked healthy, and he looked clear, and he looked so much happier. And, he encouraged me. I would go and visit him, and he would actually get really choked up looking at me. And he said, I really would hope that you find a way to get clean. I'm really, he was really glad that he was clean, and he was really encouraging for me to do the same. So I laid around for a couple of weeks and shot the rest of my dope, and I just sort of sat there in misery, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to try this one more time. So I went through it. I called my mom on Mother's Day, and I said, I'm going to detox. And I went through it cold turkey, and that was probably the sickest I've ever been in my life, the worst detox by far. And, it was really hard going through it. It was really hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I sort of give my higher power all the credit here, because there's no way I could have gone through that without the help of something bigger than me. And that's exactly what happened. My higher power kept me safe, got me through it, until I could get to a point where I could start making decisions for myself and thinking for myself, and sort of take the reins and get into my recovery, which is what I did. So I didn't go to treatment this time around, but I knew in my heart that if I wanted to be clean, I didn't necessarily have to go to treatment, although I'm a big advocate for treatment. I knew that if I did what it takes, anything's possible, and I knew that I could get where I wanted to be, and I knew that I could do this. It just really came down to doing what you have to do. And for me, that required moving into an SLE. It required getting a sponsor, but not getting a sponsor just to say I had a sponsor, really getting a sponsor so I could start doing the work and the steps. It required me to take on commitments. It also really required me to basically do things that made me uncomfortable. But somebody once said in a meeting that makes a lot of sense to me, and I think about it all the time. They said, if you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. And, if you stay in the same place for too long, it becomes your grave. And I think about those things all the time. And anytime I don't want to reach out to somebody, or I don't want to go to a meeting, or I'm just, just kind of want to isolate or just do what I want to do, I think about those things. And then I realize that my life, is not worth, it's just not worth it. It's not, my life is worth, doing what it takes. And so today I do all these things, and even though I don't always want to do them, I know that they have to be done. And I think that's the difference. That's sort of the difference between somebody who gets clean and then somebody who stays clean.